This is Tom Colley for Through the Ropes Boxing. It's an absolute pleasure to be back at the Matchroom Gym with the man himself, Tony Sims. Tony, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, thanks very much.
Good. Tony, thank you for having me back down. It's a pleasure coming down. Seen some good rounds today. George Lidard, Joe Cordina getting the rounds in. They've both got fights coming up. How important is it that your boys get the sparring in and get the hard sparring in to get them in preparation for those fights?
Yeah, they're both getting there, and Joe's got like 3 weeks left and George has got 4 weeks, so they're on top of their sparring now, and it's just about getting the rounds in and then practicing what you're doing in the gym.
Joe's obviously defending his world title belt. Just talking to him earlier on, he has talked about if he does come through that without overlooking anyone, and he might step up the divisions. I know there's some huge names in that division like Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. Those are the kind of fights, of course, without overlooking anyone. He's got a hard fight coming up that you'd like to see Joe in the next year or two.
Yeah, of course, and Joe's at the top of his game at the minute, and obviously when you're the world champion, this is his time when you need to earn your money, and whatever big money fights there are out there for him, it'll be the ones that he'll be looking at.
Is Devin Haney a possibility? I mean, I've seen him coming off the back of that defeat to Ryan Garcia. It was a bit of a crazy show, and it's attracted a lot of headlines. Would that be a potential fight you'd look at for Joe down the line? Yeah,
I mean, any fight that the money's there, then Joe will look at, and but obviously, like Devin's 2 weights above Joe, so it's quite a big weight difference there. But obviously, any big fights that's there for him, he'll take.
What are you expecting from Joe's opponent, Anthony Cacace, Tony? He said, I know you study your fight, the upcoming opponents for your fighters quite carefully, and you put together a game plan. What are you expecting from Cacace?
Yeah, I know Cacace well. Obviously, boxed one of my fighters, Martin J. Ward, for the British. So I know that but that was 5 years ago. But I know that he's a tough kid and he's always in good shape and he's big on the weight. So I know that he'll be a tough fight for Joe, and Joe's got to be on his A game to overcome Anthony.
Just moving on, another one of your fighters, Maisie Rose. She's in the background training there. Maisie's fighting this weekend. Are you expecting a tough fight for Maisie with her opponent this weekend?
Yeah, the girl she's fighting fought Lauren Parker for the European title last time out. That was upper weight at Superfly, so it's going to be a tough fight for Maisie, and it'd be a good learning fight. Obviously, Maisie's been made mandatory for the European flyweight title, so providing she comes through this fight okay, then she'll go into purse bids with for Chloe Watson fight for the European.
Do you see Maisie being able to challenge and beat Chloe Watson for the European title and then maybe press on even beyond that? I don't want to get too ahead. World titles down the line?
Yeah, they was both good amateurs together, and they're both the same sort of age and stamp. They both had the same amount of fights. So obviously Chloe had a great performance last time out and winning a European title. So, I think it's a good fight.
Just going back quickly, Tony, I don't want to keep you too long, that's the end of the day, but the Ryan Garcia Haney fight, as I say, it drew a lot of headlines. Obviously the build up, everyone thought Garcia was crazy, and he went on to pull off an upset victory. Did that surprise you? What did you make of the whole build up and the way Garcia was acting, and did it surprise you he put in the performance that he did?
Yeah, I think he surprised everybody, and I think like Haney was an overwhelming favourite in the fight, and I think where we see Gervonta Davis stop Garcia, we knew he had a bit of a chink in his armour there, so I think everyone fancied Haney to win it, including me. But that's what boxing's about. Sometimes the underdogs come through, and that's what makes boxing exciting. And Garcia boxed the right fight on the night. Obviously had him down a few times and won a decision.
I've got to ask you, Tony, so off the back of that, I mean, Ryan Garcia was already a huge star. He's an even bigger star now. You've also got another massive star in the UK and in your stable in Conor Benn. We've seen them to have a bit of back and forth online. Is that a fight that could be made, Tony? Is that a fight you like?
Yeah, like any big fights like that come your way, you got to look at taking, and obviously, there's a lot of people that want to fight Conor Benn, and we'll just wait and see anyway.
So still up in the air, but big fight coming up for Conor.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, exactly. You know, there's plenty of people calling his name out, so we'll just wait and see.
Just finally, Tony, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the upcoming fight with Dimitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev.
Yeah, great fight. Two unbeaten world champions, and it's going to be a great fight. I favour slightly towards Beterbiev. I think where he ain't been beaten, he's obviously stopped all his opponents. He's a real handful, you know, and I think I slightly favour him to win.
Tony Sims, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.